So Valdir Jr. representing Fight Sports, and Charles Santos, Gracie Baja.
Negromonte.
Yep.
Looks like this one's medium heavy, correct?
I think it is. I think that's correct. Let's see. Yep.
Now, you'll see typically, going back to what we were talking about before, the weight class starting to come up a bit, so you'll see a bit more wrestling here, people wanting to be on top.
Yeah.
Because that's where your pressure and gravity and your weight can really come into play and put your opponent into a typically bad position.
Yeah.
Not to mention that just at the bigger weight classes, most competitors tend to be a little bit less flexible, tougher to move their bodies because they're moving so much more. So maybe not as movement-oriented, all of which culminates in giving the top player, in theory, an advantage.
Yep.
Look like they're just trying to jockey for position, making some collar ties.
Yep.
Oh, going after a Russian here.
Outside Russian.
Looks like he had his shoulder on top of his opponent's shoulder, but not able to stay there and put the pressure down. Gets shrugged off immediately. Anything you're seeing here from a wrestling perspective that you're liking from either opponent?
I mean, there's not really not a lot going on here. I think, they're staying pretty neutral. Forehead to forehead is considered neutral. I like Negromonte's stance a little bit better, a little more staggered. Just going to give you a little more offensive capabilities. A little square, the more square stance from Valdir will be a little more on the defensive side usually, typically anyway.
Looks like there's a bit of a scoring issue, so just a little pause in the action.
Yeah, so here we go.
Gonna get it started again.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Valdir Jr. is thinking about trying a shot, but
on mat number 4, in adult, male, black belt, middleweight, semi-final match. In blue, representing Alianza, Marcos Vinicius da Silva Tinoco. In white, representing Czechman, Marcelo Mafra.
And on mat number 4, if you heard that, it was Marcelo Mafra versus Tinoco. Could be a potentially very good match.
There we go.
Oh, nice on the single leg.
Trying to bring the leg up to the front. Probably should have tried to run the pipe first. And any fault. Well, now's a blast double.
Beautiful double. Just not ready for that one.
Yeah.
Puts him right on his back. Trying to stop the points from actually happening, but they kind of go out of bounds.
Yep.
I don't know. Seemed a little bit early there.
Yeah.
Especially
close.
He was cutting the corner, trying to bring him back, push back to the middle, but just going to get an advantage for that one.
Yep.
That was that single leg setup was so fast. Not a lot of action so far in the match. They're just kind of looking for position, hand fighting, and then out of nowhere, seemingly, Negromonte just on the single leg.
Yep, it's a level change in single.
And I think because of that pace, because he was upping the pace, did not expect the retaliation to be so aggressive from Araujo.
Yeah, he got stood up a little. He was standing up a little bit and then just left the counter opportunity for another level change and double. Both guys snatch single try, and there's your nice try here on the Firemen's.
Wow, turning it into a single.
Yep.
It's going to force his opponent to invert and go back to guard. Does not stay there, though, so no points. It's going to get up, and that's going to give an advantage for that one.
Yeah, so all tied.
1-1 advantages with 1-1 negative advantage. Still about 5.5 left in this one. And it seems to me like once you get to a level like this, especially if you're in a higher weight class and you know you like the top position, you should be really focusing on your stand-up game.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a nice little fake tap up to the head and shot to the single again, but pretty easily defended, well defended there. Yeah, I think that typically, you would want to start to change your percentage of training time. If you do want to end up on the top, you need to start to put in some time on the feet, wrestling, and basically I like to say wrestling with guillotines and kimuras because
those are good counters.
Yeah, it's an important thing that isn't just typically kimuras are in wrestling, but and guillotine stuff is, but not the finish per se. So it's nice to be aware of those things when you are wrestling. So
Araujo there with the knee tap, maybe trying to set something up, get Negromonte lowering his level to stop something, maybe go for a snap down. Or
yeah, both guys could do well if they start clearing each other's heads away, if they start to make each other walk around a little bit more. Right now it's fingers to finger. There's a nice arm drag.
Single arm drag, yeah. Going after this leg. Looks like, he wants to get up and attack the turtle. Overshoots it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Gets attacked himself.
Aggressively charges forward, and then,
Araujo gets a cut from it.
Yeah, I did.
Uh-oh.
Araujo sort of ducked right under.
Bit of blood, and that quick, too, which it's not good. The face typically will bleed pretty easily.
Not much skin depth there.
Yeah, and if there's that much blood that quick, could indicate that there's a fairly deep cut on him, which that could affect the fight, unfortunately. So hopefully that is not the case, but got the paramedics tending to it.
Yeah.
Man, it's like I know it's a bit tactical on the feet, and nearly, I'm sure some people, if you're not that into the stand-up, may see a little boring, but if you like stand-up, there's definitely some very big moments of explosive energy in this, and Negromonte's really just committing to some of these things, maybe a little too much, as we just saw, completely overshooting his opponent. So hopefully we get to see a bit more of that, and this cut does not stop the action. Still about 4 minutes left to go. Let's see if they have to mummify him as some of the other competitors in the past.
Yeah, I'd like to just see more setups from both of these guys. It's all they're both just, I'm going after my attack. It's whether it's that arm drag single, whether it's the snatch single, whether it's the level change single, level change double. Those are good attacks, but I think both, if one chooses to start to walk around a little bit better on the setup, they might have some success finishing the takedown. And when they just go for just an attack, if your opponent's defenses are pretty good, even if you get in on the leg, you're just giving them an opportunity to defend and clear you out. And we're going to get a mummy.
We are.
And, it's just 1 week past Halloween, so, it's all right.
Close enough, right?
Yeah, close enough.
They got the black tape this time.
Yeah.
A little spookier. I just always hate to see this because especially it's just so hard to keep the tape there.
Yeah.
In Nogi, too, you're just sweating so much. and there's going to be aggressive collar ties, and that tape can come right off the head.
Oh, yeah. And these guys have been forehead to forehead the whole time, so.
Yeah, not exactly great for keeping the cut closed.
Nope.
But now, restarting the action, still tied. 2-2 advantages with 1 negative advantage apiece. 3.5 left to go. See if this becomes a factor. The only unfortunate thing about that is, especially if the blood can start getting in the eyes, if it does reopen, then there's always going to be that little bit of an asterisk on the win. It's like, well, he wasn't at 100%. You know, like, did that affect him that much? Would he maybe have won next time? And that's just always a bummer. I always like to see the two competitors at their best, going at it and really deciding who is the best that day.
Yep.
Definitely don't want it to be decided by a small cut or something.
Yeah.
But it's the nature of combat sports.
Just 3 minutes here again.
See Araujo there trying to change levels and shoot that. I mean, he had success with that really explosive blast double out of nowhere.
Did. But needs to get Negromonte stood up if he wants to do that. Now he just pulls guard here, sits guard.
With time winding down, I mean, hard to fault either one for doing that, just wanting to get the action started, not having success on the feet. Going to half guard. Very popular with this, with the butterfly. Looking to invert.
Yeah, looking like a knee bar. He's going to pull in.
He's going after that far leg. He's grabbing it, changes the foot position, now going after the knee bar. It's actually pretty extended.
Yep.
Let's see if Araujo can get his knee past the hip line, but he's going to get a sweep out of this. Negromonte.
Nice cradle.
Yep, beautiful cradle. Couldn't flip him over. Still in the head and arm, though. See if he can look to snap him down, but I think content with those points. Scoreboard not reflecting that yet. Or did they just give him 2 advantage?
An advantage, yeah. So that'll put him up by 2 advantages now. Again, arm drag coming here. Yep.
Oh, nicely done. Couldn't turn that into a sweep, but it's going to stop the passing at the very least. Burn some more time.
I like the techniques that Negromonte is putting together. The combinations are flowing. I like it.
Yeah, good attacks.
Yep.
Some good movement, too, especially for somebody that was really working for the top position for the majority of this match to see such an active guard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice watch the toe hold here. The count. Yep. He's going to go after a toe hold on Araujo just to make him move, I believe. So it's a good idea to keep extracting his knee.
Yeah, nearly out. Yep. Yeah, the only problem is that if they have control over your leg while you extract the knee, then they can stand up and hold your leg to the ceiling, take the top position as Negromonte was trying to do.
Yeah, almost.
Both end up on the feet, though. But Negromonte sitting pretty here as he sits back to guard. Up 2 advantage. It's going to be very tough for Araujo to get points on the board with Negromonte. With such an active guard and just going for attacks. Really going to be tough to solidify a pass for those points. A nice sweep there. Going for that half lumberjack. Gets Araujo on his butt. A little bit tougher to finish these no-gi, it seems.
Yeah, a lot of times that will be coming. You'll come up into the triangle or that arm lock on that far side. So, but nice attempts nonetheless.
Araujo reaching through the legs. But Negromonte now going after this knee again. He's going to have to worry about the toe hold of his own, but it looks like, unless that's a finish, which is not likely, time's going to wind down. Negromonte's going to take this one. Advancing on to the finals. Very tactical matchup between the two.
Advancing to the final, representing Gracie Papa, Charles Negromonte Santos.
Well played from Negromonte. It wasn't